Hello, hello, hello.
Check, check, check.
सही है. All right. So, welcome back to the stream. Not a lot of people are watching, but that's fun.
It's fine.
Um, we are
Was that
doing data
one was
extraction.
watching Amazon or Jeff Bezos when he was building Amazon, bitch.
Okay. So, we have been doing this developing data exchange pipelines module in Learn OpenUSD. This is somewhat of a challenging module,
Mm-hmm.
I must say, because it's a very difficult, you know, concept to grasp exactly how conceptual data mapping is taking place over here, where we are creating some sort of an ETL pipeline to extract, transform, and load data from an object file into a USD file or a USDA format. So we did take a look at the code yesterday and we ran the code as well for converting the .obj file shapes.obj file into shapes.usda, and we were able to get it to render as well. Although we need to take a deeper look at how this code is functioning, and once we have done that, we are going to be moving on to asset validation and data transformation, hopefully today. And that would mark the end of this module, data exchange, developing data exchange pipeline. Obviously we need to cover a lot of other caveats in this module, but I think when we start our second run of the you know complete modules, I think we are gonna fill in a lot of holes that might be there in our understanding right now. So, and after that, we will just be left with asset modularity and instancing, which I am guessing is equally important and difficult. But yeah, I think this is where we are going to be taking a deeper look at instancing, what instancing really is,
Mm-hmm.
because we've been seeing a lot of questions in our quizzes regarding instancing,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's like a really important concept that we need to be more vigilant about. And so get coming back to data extraction and extracting the geometry and materials from a obj file. We basically created this obj to usd dot python dot py python script, where we have mainly three functions. One is an extract function, one is a main function, and one is a transform function.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the core logic of extraction lives in the extract function over here, with arguments being the input file path and the output file path. And it basically gives us the USD stage, or creates a USD stage inside a USDA file.
Mm-hmm.
So I have asked Claude to visualize this code for us a little bit so that we can understand a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what's going on over here is once the obj file comes, the async import plus, I don't know what triangulate over here means,
Mm-hmm.
goes to the scene and the meshes, where basically converts the obj file into scene with meshes and materials. And then basically For each mesh in scene.meshes, geometry is usdgeom.mesh, and then vertices are converted to points. Indices are converted to face indices, face vertex indices, and then face vertex counts, subdivision scheme, and normals. I don't know what that all this shit means.
Normals. Usually, normals were.
Yeah, I
You
think we
told
did all
normals were
this stuff
something.
over
Wait.
here.
Normals were something. You told me. Wait, let me take a look.
It's related to the geometry, which is like some perpendicular stuff, normal.
Wait, what are not normals? Normals. What is normals?
Give me 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's a 3D direction vector that is perpendicular to a surface or a face.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hmm. So vertices, points, blah 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 blah. Okay. Mhm. And let's take a look at. Oh, bro, why am I not able to speak today?
You have you become retarded?
No, because my throat is very heavy because I caught a cold or
Stop
something.
second. Start speaking. All right, let me take it. What we have over here is
Wait, let me. You wanna look at this part actually? We did this, we did this. Extract reads each asm mesh from obj file, creates an equivalent USD mesh prim and point positions and triangle topology and normals, creates USD preview surface materials from obj material properties, binds that material to the mesh and returns complete USD stage for saving as a USDF file. Okay, so this is what it is doing.
Okay, get every prim currently sitting under the invisible USD root. Transform should not recreate geometry. Read extracted USD stage and reorganizes, configures it for correct OpenUSD stage. Put everything under slash world, designate slash world as a reference entry point, and apply the requested Y up or Z up convention. This is transformation sequence used in NVIDIA's OBJ to USD exercise. Mm-hmm.
So look at this.
Root, pseudo root, get children. Root, yes, zoomed in way too much. Right. Okay, so yes, get children won't get you every children.
Where are you reading Get Children?
Like on the root prim stage dot get pseudo root
Oh, okay, this one.
children, right? It won't get you every children. It will, but it will give you the higher level hierarchy of
Mm-hmm.
like the second. I think the second order after world prim, it's gonna get you all those things. Where the pseudo would be the slash because pseudo, that's how pseudo root works. So the first, for I think the first stage or the first prim that it will look at will be world, and then after that the children's that it will be looking at would be the cube, sphere,
Mm-hmm.
and material, etc. Now over here what we're trying to do is create a transform group called pre- prim group prim called world, where we are going to
Mm-hmm.
define a new stage. And this prim, like if you go down, yeah, not way too down, yeah, like over here world prim, it's going to tell you that hey, this is the transformation prim where all the transformation will take place. So first we define the stage, and then we set up a world on that stage, and then use get prim to get the path for the world prim that we have defined. Once we have defined that, we are going to use default prim property, set default prim API to set the world prim as default as an entry point for that prim.
Mm-hmm.
And once we have that, then we're going to use the editor, the namespace editor thing to okay. What is it? What does this do? Create an editor that can change.
Generator that can change prim locations in USD namespace. We use it to move existing prims underneath world.
Yes. And then once we have the editor for the stage, we visit each original root level prim collected before world slash world was created. So let's scroll down. Okay, okay. Oh, okay. Now I know what I'm trying to do. So we are basically manipulating the prims order using the
Mhm.
read prim ID and the editor that we created for the namespace.
What ID?
Uh, editor, like so like if you take so like let's walk through the for loop, right? So for prim and root prims, over here root prims are our cube, uh, cube material and sphere that we defined earlier over here. And
Mm-hmm.
once we have that, we are going to use the reparent prim property, editor dot reparent prim property, or the API of that prim to reparent it based on our. So first we're going to select the prim that we want to reparent, and to the prim that we want the parent to be. So over here world prim was the new prim that we created, and then we're going to add that prim onto that. And once we have done that, we're going to use edit dot apply edits so that the prim gets reparented accordingly. So now once this loop is completed, we will have slash world slash cube slash world slash sphere slash world slash material. So every other prim that we had initially with no, that was outside world prim, will go inside the world prim directly using
The mesh materials or.
this one, using
Mhm.
this for loop. And then we're going to set up the axis. So we know that the default axis is y. So we're going to
Yeah.
set up the axis the way we are going to look at the prim for our stage that we have defined. Right, so
Mhm.
check whether the user requested normal obj convention y is up. So whatever the user has requested, so if the user has requested y is up, it's gonna go do that. If the user has requested z, so we are gonna use usg gm.token.z to do
Mhm.
that. And if you move down,
Okay.
then we are gonna use xformable. What does xformable do? Don't remember. Let me check. Take a look. What is xformable used for? Is this an operation? Oh, it's a base class for all the transformable prims. Okay,
Mhm.
okay. So we can use any prim type. Okay, use defined as base class. Okay. Oh, it's a common API thing that we use for transformations that we have to apply to a default prim. And once we do that, we are going to use exformable add rotate x operation, that is rotate along x axis operation, to do our transformation that we want. And over here, what is operation suffix exportable dot add rotate x
Mm.
of op suffix equal to unit resolve dot set 90. What does op suffix means over here? Okay, so units resolve. What is unit resolve? Wait. They choose, so in non-OpenNZ, they set the stage of access. If it is not OBJ, they call the apply character rotation to keep it face up. Oh, okay, okay. So it's an operation suffix. So it defines that the rotation is in coordinates per units resolutions.
Which function?
So like if you look at the exformable dot add rotate of xop, like after the exformable,
Mm.
we are passing
Yeah.
a value op suffix equal to unit resolve. So what that means is it's gonna use coordinates slash unit
Mhm.
resolution. Like that's what it says over here. But let me take a deeper look. What does this mean? Slash unit. What does this mean? So it says that op suffix unit resolve is just a label saying that this operation is part of the fixup for coordinate access and units, not an artistic transforms. So I think when we get the data from our OBJ file, it has some kind of coordinate units.
Mhm.
So to resolve it, we are going to use a standard thing called units resolve, so that our system is able to resolve that rotation accordingly. That's what it means over here for the unit resolve part. So, for example, centimeter to meter, that is what it's trying to
Mhm.
say. If the data is coming in centimeter, it's going to resolve to appropriate resolution that
Mhm.
OpenUSD accepts for OpenUSD. Right? So if the data is coming in coordinates, it's going to resolve into units that
Mhm.
OpenUSD is able to synthesize or compile easily. So it's basically notifying OpenUSD that hey, you have to resolve it
Mhm.
accordingly if any data that is not the format you want. Like if something is coming in a way, you have to resolve it automatically without throwing an error. So that's what it does.
Okay. Um, okay. Set default prim. One second, I'll be back. I'm gonna wash my face again. Right. So you got the whole code.
Dude, how can I get the whole code? Like, I thought you went, and the way I'm looking at is that thing.
Huh. Okay. Mhm. 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 Excuse me. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see. Get every prim currently sitting directly under the individual. After extract, this is usually a mesh and materials. Create a new transform group prim called world, and then get prim. Mark world as the stage's default prim. Okay. Mm-hmm. Create an editor that can change prim locations in USD namespace. Use it to move existing prims underneath world. Wow, I'm sneezing a lot.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And then you said what is this doing? Namespace editor.
So this allows us to edit and reparent our prim. Like this is a property that allows you to like play with and move your prims outside and inside. Like when you have slash world slash cube. Let's say you want to move the prim in some other inside some other prim, right? So this is the property that you will use. So create an editor that can change prim locations in the USD namespace. Like look at the line that it says about that.
Mm-hmm.
And we use it to move existing prim underneath the world. So this is what
What line? What line?
like yeah this too.
Create an editor that can change prim locations in USD namespace. We use it to move existing prims underneath slash world. Mm, create an editor. Okay. So we put that in this variable editor. What does this mean? Like locations in USD namespace?
Yeah, like slash world slash cube, the that's what it means. Like locations in USD namespace. How would you know a location of a prim? You would look at the USD namespace pattern.
Oh, okay. So this is cube. So they are using editor to move it to slash world slash cube. Editor dot parent reparent prim. Commit that parenting edit to stage. Okay. But this is only one part. Add this section after. Oh shit. I think I messed up. The my bad. Okay. So input file path, yeah, logger info, now that we are blah blah blah. Bro, what is exactly async? It's the library, but it is also something else as well, I think.
Yeah, it's a parser library import, which that parses everything.
Open asset import library. Dozens of 3D asset file formats instead of writing custom parsers for complex file types like developers use async to load almost any 3D model into a unified, straightforward hierarchical memory data structure. Okay. Every polygonal face from obj into triangles. Why are we using this triangles? I'm not able to understand this.
That's how it. I think that's how it transfer. Passes polygonal faces for OpenUSD, right? Like you we have to convert the obj file into some transient data, and that transient data is triangles, and those triangles are gonna get converted into.
But it's not doing it over here. It's the
It's
it
doing it. It's doing it inside. So basically, it's saying when you extract the data.
no, wait. That's the code that you know Claude did because we are not able to run it without it.
Mhm.
But there's no code for triangulation over here. Loop through every separate mesh object found in imported OBJ scene. One OBJ file can contain multiple meshes for mesh and scenes dot meshes. Yeah. Convert the imported mesh into a valid USD identifier.
Mhm.
Damn, it's close. Hmm.
Okay, so
Loop through every separate mesh object found in OBJ file. OBJ scene, mesh and mesh scene, convert the important mesh name into valid USD identifier. Example, cube 001 becomes cube 001 underscore. Excuse me. Create a USD mesh prim at okay. USD mesh equals to USD mesh dot define. Convert async face index data into Python list. Important USD word face vertex index as one flat list such as in. Okay, so USD if mesh dot index is already is flat, this works. Use the C for replacement instead. Flat index is equals to NB dot array. Mesh dot indices.
okay, this line np dot array, right? It won't run over here, I would guess.
I know.
So this line np dot array, right? Let me take a look at the code over here and see how are we plotting it out over here. So that will give us a reference point. So we have asset validation. What is? Oh my bad. Why did I went to asset validation? Uh, it was extracting data, extracting materials, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not materials. First, you need to extract geometry.
Oh, but which code was it? Extracting materials or extracting?
Extracting materials. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. Let me just open up the learn OpenUSD GitHub. Learn OpenUSD GitHub and let's do something. Docs, utils, where are exercises, source. Okay. Wait. Within docs. I'm saying exercise content, creating composition arc, data exchange. Okay.
Let's see what ChatGPT comes up with.
Okay, yeah, got it. I think it's over here. Now in this code, how are we
Okay,
done
let's look at this.
flattening array?
Look over here, bro.
Wait, I'm gonna give a perplexity a chance on this. How are we flattening the array?
Let's read this. It reads a 3D file .obj and turns it into a USDF file that other 3D programs can understand. Extract. This is the magic part. What are we using? async reads the obj file. USDPXR builds the new USDF file. Python glues everything together. How it starts. Here is my 3D file. This code. Extract. This is the magic part. Load the .obj. Async opens the file and gives us everything inside. Scene meshes and scene materials. Makes a new USD stage. Think of it like an empty world we can build in. Stage equals to new world. For each mesh, each object, we go through every object in the file. So this can be like this points and vertices, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
The shape points where vertices are. hmm Face counts, how many corners each face has. How many corners? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Face indices, which points make each face. hmm And then normals, how the surface is facing. Simple idea. 1, 0, 1, 2. Count 3. Indices 0, 1, 2. Get the materials. Each mesh has a material, color plus shiny stuff. We read diffuse, emissive, specular, and shininess. Build the material shader in USD. We create the material using a shader. Okay. USD preview surface and connect them. Okay. Put the material on the mesh. We attach the material to the mesh so it knows how to look. Okay. Read the settings from the command bot file in bot file output. Call extract, call transform, save the stages. Okay. What we created mesh point plus face plus normals materials shaders. Material is bound to mesh. We save the world. Okay. Want this one? All the dots in 3D space, which dots make each face. How
What
many dots
is
per
that?
face? Face, what else? Okay, now let's see what this showed us over here. No. Mhm. Okay, I get it now. Okay, I think we can move to asset validation. Do you want to look at it more?
Wait, I'm just trying to look at why we are not using. Oh, okay, okay. Now I understand why are we using. We are using tiny object loader in the new file that you created, right?
No.
Yes, we are using tiny object loader in the new file. I did analyze your file through the GitHub issue. So since you are using the tiny object loader, that's why we have to convert them into NumPy, like the new file that you created with Cloud Code.
Yeah,
So
but you are looking at that. Where
yeah,
did I
yeah,
didn't
I was
even push
trying to
that
look at
anywhere.
that, and then I was trying to compare how this, how the original file was doing that. So original file is the async one and uses the object to extend directly into a flat index. I was trying to take a
Mm.
look at that. So like if you in this .usd file you have used np.array, right?
Mm.
So instead of that, we can directly use dot extend that it already has, and then we can do it. That's what it is saying in over here. So np.array is like overkill for this file. I would just say that. That's why we should not like numpy is a really powerful library, but to do this, it's like we can do it, but it's not necessary.
Mm. Okay. Let's go to asset validation. We can come back to that code later. It's a lot, bro. Like it's a very complicated code, and this is like a whole ETL pipeline in this one code.
Yeah. All right. Let's go on to asset validation. What is asset validation?
Oh wait, now I understand. Oh, okay, okay, okay.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm. All right.
1 second, I'm taking some drugs.
Hmm.
I'm taking some drugs.
Mm-hmm. Let me take my.
Look at this.
USD checker, right? USD checker. Oh, this is a really small exercise. Oh, exercise is also small, not that big. And then the other thing we have is,
About acid validation.
yeah, asset validation is really small. Data transformation is big.
Fucked. We are fucked.
Oh,
Oh, come on. All right. Acid validation. So, in this lesson, acid validation, we will explore USD checker and use it to validate our asset. USD checker. Look at Omniverse asset validator. Oh, finally, Omniverse.
bitch, omniverse.
Here is an outline for this lesson. Okay, what is asset validation? Okay, so USD checker, myasset.usd. Okay, typical unit tests and automated testing of your data exchange implementation are encouraged, but you shouldn't stop there. Okay, you might be learning OpenUSD as you're developing. How do you know that you are authoring good quality and compliant USD content? That's where USD checker comes in. Okay, USD checker is one of the tools that comes apart as part of the USD toolset. The command line tools included with the OpenUSD. USD Checker can validate a USD stage or USDZ package using a set of defined rules to provide the best assurance that an asset will be properly interchangeable and renderable by Hydra. Okay, Omniverse Asset Validator. So this is an Omniverse Asset Validator. It is based on USD Checker and provides a GUI graphical user interface for asset validation.
Cool.
The asset validator includes user interface, command line interface, Python API, automatic fixes, or failed validation's ability to add new rules. Okay. Mm-hmm. CLI user interface, Python API, automatic fixes for failed validations. Okay. So automatic fixes. So what does it do in automatic fixes?
Maybe like a parser or something that looks upon your mistakes that you have done. So you know linters that you have in JavaScript and Python. So when you write a code, right? So it fixes some of the small things that you might have missed automatically without breaking the code. Maybe like standardizing it.
This is basically like a linter
Yeah, yeah,
in
it's basically
Python.
like a linter.
Yeah. Omniverse asset validator is based on USD checker and provides a GUI for asset validation. The asset validator includes this. Okay. OpenUSD is incredibly powerful and flexible. As you develop your data exchange implementation, you can set it against different test assets and also use validators like USD Checker to make sure that your implementation is authoring valid and compliant OpenUSD data. In this exercise, we will use USD Checker to find any issues with an asset output by our OBJ object to USD converter and improve our code accordingly. Hmm. Let's get a fresh conversion from object to USD to validate. Execute. Okay. Now let's USD checker. Oh. Oh. Okay. 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 Got it. So you remember how we ran USD edit? I think it's the
Yes,
same
yes.
thing.
So we have to use like
USD checker, and then I think we'll use this.
shapes.usd file.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, there's an error. Oh, it failed.
No, it didn't fail.
It failed. It said error.
Arey bro, that is what USD checker returns. Look at this.
Oh, okay. Usd checker reports
So
error file and all to stage metadata.
does not specify its linear scale meters per unit. Does not specify up axis.
Oh,
Has invalid or missing default prim. Stage with root layer has. Okay, so this is good. So now open to object to USD. Let's see the up axis and meters per unit. But in order to fix errors we encountered, copy and paste the code in extract after we define. Mm-hmm. The OBJ specification. Okay. Okay. So, and then if I run this again, it's done.
oh, so,
Let's see what the USD checker does.
mm-hmm.
Bam! It reduced the number of errors.
Okay, what is
Okay.
it right now? There's an missing default param. So you have to add a default param, I think, on the top,
Yeah.
or you have to set a default param.
Yes. See.
Yes. Nice. That was quick.
We'll fix our default room issue in the next exercise when we dive into transformation phase. Oh no. What is data transformation? In this lesson, data transformation, we will explore the life cycle of data transformation, learn about how DCC exporters work, review export options. Okay. Here is an outline for this lesson. What is data transformation? Exercise transformation hierarchy, from hierarchy, adding an export option. Source, apply exports option, restructure content, apply optimizations. Data transformation allows customers to tailor data to their specific needs, while DCC developers should ideally handle data extraction. They can leave transformation open for third party developers to extend. Okay, key aspects of data transformation include export options, content restructuring, optimization, example, mesh merging. So, what does this mean? Specific needs. Data transformation allows customers to tailor data. Okay. While DCC developers should ideally handle the data extraction, they can leave transformation. What is the difference between extraction and transformation exactly?
What is the difference between extraction and transformation, right? So one is the place where we are going to extract the data and and place it somewhere, like creating a copy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then transformation, we are going to apply basically transformation, that is, you got the data in the raw format from the obj file in a certain
Yeah.
format, right? Now you read it
Mhm.
and you transform it in a way OpenUSD
In
reads it.
USDA.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, USDA file. No,
Mm-hmm.
no, OpenUSD reads it, like the Omniverse or the compiler. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to transform it in that manner. So transforming that, right, can be in different manners. Like, so each and every developer can have its own way to transform the transformation. That is what they
Mm-hmm.
told us and taught us in the data extraction part. That when you get the data and load it, it's gonna be in a transient format where the developer picks up the raw data if he wants and transforms it in according to their own standards, or maybe they follow their company follows a certain standard procedure for defining their variables, right? But they will have the raw
Mm-hmm.
data that they can transform into their OpenUSD file so that their other developers can use it accordingly. So they can leave transformation open for third party developers to extend. It says over there.
Mm. They can leave the transformation open for third party developers to extend. Okay, key aspects of data transformation include export options, content restructuring, optimizations, example mesh merging. As OpenUSD expands into new industries and domains, your exporter must adapt to meet evolving requirements. As OpenUSD expands into new industries and domains, okay, your exporter must adapt to meet evolving requirements. This flexibility ensures your OpenUSD export can easily accommodate future use cases and demands. Export options, content restructuring, optimization, example, mesh merging. Okay, reusability of transformation code. Export options, optimizations, and asset structure code can be shared across applications since they all operate on OpenUSD data. Reusability of transformation code, export options, optimization, and asset structure code. Mm, okay. While extraction code from source format to OpenUSD is largely unique, data transformation for Specific clients or workflows can be designed to for reuse across multiple exporters. Hmm. Export simply means saving or converting a 3D file from one software program into different formats. So you open USB, so imagine specialized app, but you need to send it to a friend who has only has Microsoft Word. You would export your document as a Word file in the 3D graphic world. Developers create models in softwares like Maya or Blender. Exporter tool to translate and save OpenUSD file. Okay. When 3D data is being translated and saved, exported, it often needs to be cleaned up or changed so it works perfectly in its new destination. This is called data transformation. The key parts of this are export options, giving the user choice on how to save the file. Uh, Content restructuring, reorganizing the digital folders and files inside the 3D model so the new software knows it. Optimizations, mesh merging, making the file run faster and take up less memory. For example, mesh merging is like taking a 3D car made of 100 separate tiny pieces and gluing them together into just 5 pieces so the computer doesn't have to work as hard to load it. Okay. Usability of transformation code.
Explain how USD.
Export options, optimizations, and asset structure.
What is data transformation? DC exports could create transformation to provide a
Wait, bro, read this first. Do you know what this means?
I'm just looking at it. Export options and optimization asset structure can be shared across applications in there. Oh, oh, okay, okay. It's talking about whatever transformation you have done can be shared across all the applications directly. That while the extraction code source format to open is largely unique for specific clients or new design for reuse, Across multiple exporters. Oh, okay, okay. So it's saying that once you have it converted into OpenUSD data, it can be preserved and it can be transformed based on the specific client or workflow requirement. So let's say we are using any other client, Houdini or not Isaac, and that still uses OpenUSD, but the way it transforms things is a bit different. That code can be used and saved for that purpose as well
Hmm.
as in a different export format or something that they will still accept.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so over here, getting the initial data out is unique. The first step of translating 3D model from its original software like Maya, Blender into OpenUSD requires custom code built specifically for that one program. This is called extraction. OpenUSD becomes the common ground once that original data is successfully extracted and converted into OpenUSD. It acts as a universal language that all compatible 3D applications can understand. Tools to tweak the data can be shared because the data is now in this shared universal language. The code used to do extra things like optimizing the file, organizing its structure, or giving the user export options doesn't need to be reinvented for every single app. Write once, reuse everywhere. Ultimately, developers can create these custom transformation tools for a specific client or job just one time and easily plug them into many different software exporters. So, export options, optimizations, and asset structure can be shared across applications since they all operate on OpenUSD data. While extraction code from source formats to OpenUSD is largely unique. Okay. While extraction code from source formats to OpenUSD is largely unique, data transformation for specific client or workflows can be designed to for use across multiple exporters. Bro,
Hmm.
look at what we were trying to do with InstruX. I think
But that's
that
already
is
been done by OpenUSD, brother.
no, 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 no.
Once
You're
that
wrong.
original data is successfully extracted and converted into OpenUSD, it acts as a
But
universal language. Okay, perfect.
we are trying to do something very different, and this framework is obviously
Writing the
very
code
parallel to
used
what.
to do extra things like optimizing the file, blah blah blah. Okay, right ones. You ultimately developers can create custom transformation tools to specific client or job just one time and easily plug them into many different software exporters. What are
Yeah,
ask him what are software exporters? What do you mean by software exporters?
I think those. Uh, mm, okay. Autodesk, Maya, Blender, Side Effects, Unreal Engine, and Unity. Autodesk 3ds Max.
Oh, okay. All these takes .usd files. Feature OpenUSD exporters. Okay.
Exporters. DCC exporters mainly mean DCC tools. Design, animation, and game engine process programs that artists use to create their work. Google Fitbit has the craziest charger. Look at this.
Hmm.
This plugs inside this.
Wow. Damn. That's some badass shit. Similar to what Apple had years ago. This is similar to MagSafe only. Like MagSafe we have, right?
But they have like this has two pins. It's like acupuncture pins. But yeah, it's very similar to MagSafe.
Hmm.
I think I will. I need to buy an iPhone Air.
iPhone Air.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, but iPhone Air looks really slim. Like you can definitely get an iPhone Air as a secondary phone.
not for me. I'm gonna get it for my mom or something.
Hmm.
She wants a new phone.
And
I
she doesn't
think
like
this is the type
good
of
cameras, right?
what?
Like that phone is super awesome, except it doesn't have a good camera. That is the only drawback.
Brother, it has a very decent camera.
Like as compared to the price you're paying, like for the same
Mhm.
price, you can get iPhone 15 Pro Max or 15 Pro. That is the
Mhm.
only catch. So it depends.
I mean, I think eBay refurbished it is.
Yes, eBay.
Let's see.
Dude, your eBay is filled up with wipers. By the way, I got my wipers, so
Because that was the only thing that I searched for.
yeah.
Open box, eBay refurbished. This is the correct one, right?
Yeah.
eBay refurbished.
But now look for iPhone 16 Pro as well. Look for iPhone 16 Pro or Max if you want, whatever works.
Do they still have iPhone 12 mini?
I think someone might have.
Is it eBay refurbished? Oh, bro, I might just get this and I'll give my phone to my mom.
Dude, for sure.
Bro, I want like a small phone. I don't want a big phone anymore.
Get the flip. Get a fucking flip phone.
No, that will be too much.
Dude, the only drawback with this phone will be it's gonna lag a lot. And
Really?
yeah, and the other thing is iPhone is gonna stop providing it software support soon.
Hmm.
You can try iPhone SE. Go look iPhone SE. iPhone SE is better. It has a better processor. SE2, yeah, third gen, whatever it is. Yeah, third gen, not this one. Yeah, this one.
This one.
Yeah, look for third gen or whatever. Third gen. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Is this the one? No, wait. I think it should be on the Apple's website. Let me take a look.
I
iPhone.
think this is the one. But
No. It has bezels. The new iPhone SE did not had any bezels. Oh, they have stopped selling SE. So there is. So this is not the one. Yeah, this one. This one. 16e. My bad. 16e. Look at iPhone
oh.
16.
Mm-hmm.
This is also really small.
I see.
Yeah. So this is also a good phone, like a compact mini ass phone. It's much
Uh-huh.
smaller than your current 16.
I
Not
see.
not not by a lot, but it is definitely smaller.
Yeah, I might just give this to my mom then. But no, I use it to watch videos sometime when I'm going somewhere. But
To just keep the phone whatever you have right now. Don't use your brain anymore.
USD rates are 95 right now for transferring money.
Why do you want to transfer money if you can just use your Robinhood credit card to buy it?
No, I'm just telling USD INR rates for transferring money right now.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
not saying that I'm gonna buy this with.
Hmm.
I'm waiting for 100. Apple, what are they called? AirPods Max. Oh, I might just get this, bro. I'm so fucking pissed. My AirPod Maxes are not working anymore.
So yeah, get this and search for AirPod Max sweat covers. Search for those as well.
I think. Oh, this
Yes, sir. This is what I was talking about. Yeah, I have from the same brand.
WC.
Yeah, you can you can also look it up on Amazon. You will find it over there as well.
I
And these are
see.
like super awesome, bro. Super awesome. They're gonna protect your yeah. There we go.
Oh,
WC,
yeah.
the second one, not the first one. The second one. Yeah, this is the
Mm,
one tried and tested, and they have also patented that out or something. So they work flawlessly,
damn.
and you can
So
have
yeah,
other designs as well if you want to have.
this
Yeah,
rose.
yeah, but they are worth the money, like $18. They are worth it.
Hmm. Damn. I ordered these for the replacement of those fucking cushions because they were so musty.
Mm.
But yeah, whatever. Fuck this. Let's get back. DCC exporters. Okay, DCC exporters. Okay, what was this? We share the application or operator while extraction code from source formats to OpenUSD is largely unique. Data transformation can be. Yes, okay. DCC exporters should create transformations to provide positive experience for predominant user workflows. If most of your users want to export OpenUSD for a 3D configurator, let me see if somebody is watching. Nobody is watching. DCC exporters should create transformations to provide a positive experience for predominant user workflows. If most of your user want to export OpenUSD for a 3D configurator in a game engine, make it work out of the box so that they don't need a developer. Hmm.
Fuck the developers. Same
Oh,
time, provide a transformation pipeline so developers can choose which of your data transformation they want to use and even add their own.
so developers can choose which of the data transformation they want to use. Okay. But what exactly this means? Like, Want to export OpenUSD 3D configurator in a game engine. Make it work out of the box. Like out of the box what?
Out
Like
of the box means, let's say you already did the transformation, right?
yeah.
Now, if a developer wants to load it, he doesn't have to go through the hassle of doing the transformation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he can load it, the base variant that he wants, like a base model of a car, and then if he wants to add on some add-ons, let's say doing some mods or do something, he can also
Mm-hmm.
do that. So you need to provide flexibility and out of the box files as well. That as soon as the developer plugs in those files in his software, they're gonna render the object, and then he can apply the transformations. For example, let's say he want to rotate the object or change the color of the object, right? You know, the custom arcs
Mm-hmm.
and everything, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he can also do that easily without doing too many changes in the original transform code, right? Like maybe creating a new layer on the top of it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or maybe just passing or changing the custom prototype or something like that. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what it means over here.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Amazon box, right? We remembered, so it had a custom opinion or a fallback value of 2 kilos, right? And and if the developers loads that box, he can authorize.
What? 2 kilos of what?
The weight of the box was 2 kilos in the metadata,
Uh-huh.
right? But now, let's say the developer wants to change the opinion of the value to something else.
Yeah.
The developer can also do that. So that's what it means over here, that the transformation that you have applied should be flexible enough that the developer who is trying to work on with it can also change it accordingly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. At the same time, provide a transformation pipeline so developers can choose which of your data transformations they want to use and even add their own. Excuse me. Okay. Round trip data exchange. So DCC1 data goes and DCC2 data comes. When designing workflows that involve round trip data exchange, importing and exporting, minimize data transformations. Extensive transformations can complicate the process of accurately reversing changes when re-importing the data, potentially leading to loss of information or inconsistencies. Hmm. When designing workflows that involve round-trip data exchange, importing and exporting, minimize data transformations. Extensive transformations can complicate. How can I minimize transformation if we need to convert the data? Because it's going from one
Designing
decimal point
workflows
entry.
that involve around round trip data exchange, importing so minimize it. So I think if you go down, you can take a look that. Go and explain a bit. Data transformation opportunities, Prime DCC, component day mesh animation, Prime USD, mesh animation physics. Transformation is also good to prune data that may not be relevant to workflow or a client. Okay, when designing, let's ask perplexity. Oh, what does this mean? This converge thought. So it's saying that basically, let's say you're trying to import and export data from a file, and you first imported the data, did some changes like maybe reorganizing the prem that we did earlier in data extraction, like we changed the way the prem was and moved in and out, or maybe standardize the file, and then that's some transformations. But according to OpenUSD, that's a lot of transformation if you are doing on a bigger file, right? And then you are going back and again exporting that file and then importing it again into something else. So that will be really cost expensive or compute expensive for the OpenUSD file or
I
the.
don't get it. Can you repeat? What? What?
So let's say you have a file, right, that has
Yeah.
some kind of transformations,
Okay.
right?
Transform. What? Wait, what does fucking transformation mean? Like what?
So let's say you have an object file, right,
Yeah.
and you extracted the data from that object file,
Yeah.
right, and then once you did that,
We are
you have
extracting that data in what? Like we are
raw
converting the data
text.
to
It's
USD.
gonna be raw text. Like you saw that file shape.obj.
Yeah.
So
So
you use this file. You use this file to first parse the values that you have using the asm parser
yeah.
that we know, right? Now,
Uh-huh.
instead of us directly converting
Mm-hmm.
the parsed data into OpenUSD, we store it somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
right? Once we have that, then we can look at the parsed data and try to perform transformation. That is, transform the data the way we want for our OpenUSD file,
Oh.
right? So in this, they showed us the complete data pipeline. You see, executing the transformation phase, it says over there.
But it's not taking in the raw data anywhere.
So it's not doing it right away. That's what I'm saying you. It's not doing it right away.
Uh-huh.
So first you parse it, then you do transform. You see, look at over there. Stage USD.
Transform stage.
So look at the def main, right? Stage USD dot stage equal to extract. First you extract,
Yeah.
right? You once you have extracted, you will store it somewhere in some format. That
Yeah.
is the transient data that they talked about earlier,
Yeah. Okay.
right? Once you have done that, you can
Mm-hmm.
keep it in that manner for as long as you want, because that can be used by any developer
Mm-hmm.
before you apply any transformation,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now let's say you have applied the transformation,
Uh-huh.
right, and you have converted the raw data into a USD format
Uh-huh.
using some sequence,
Yeah.
right? Now what it is saying over here is that transform data can be either modularized, right? They talked about how you can modularize the file, how you have to follow some standards for
Mm-hmm.
a USDA file, right? So
Yeah.
either you can completely transform the whole parse data into a single file, right?
Yeah.
In that manner, you won't give a lot of modularity. Let's say it won't have any inherits, it won't have any sublayers. Let's say it won't have any references. It would be like sole file that is transformed, but that is not optimized well.
Mm-hmm.
That is a one file that you use to create one transformation. That would be called one transformation. right?
Mm-hmm.
But now let's say you took the raw data that you have and did the transformation, but did it in a systematic manner, right? You followed all the composition arcs, you followed the proper module structure, you created sub layers so that other developers, when they look at the raw data, when they look at the transform data, right, they
Mm-hmm.
can directly plug it in and also do changes accordingly. So for example, let's say you transformed a 3D model of a snow mountain,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now in that snow mountain, you had pine trees, right? So now you are saying, you have given, so for the developer loads the whole model into its OpenUSD renderer and sees that
Yeah.
all the pine trees and everything. And
Yeah.
the way you transform the data was in a modular manner, right? You use
Uh-huh.
composition arcs, inherits, and everything.
Yeah.
Now let's say he wants to remove the snow.
And you're saying he used what transient data to do what to convert it?
To convert the transient data into a
Yeah.
transformation,
Yeah.
basically in OpenUSD. That's what
Uh-huh.
transform is,
Yeah.
into OpenUSD. Like if you take a look in the def transform, it is picking up a USD stage,
Yeah.
right? So that is a single file. I'm gonna assume, because this is the really small file, right? But if you have given a really big file, a really big
USD stage is not a file, bro.
you are in you, so where will you save that USD stage? In a file, right?
Yeah.
So you have a single file right now.
Mhm.
You will have a file path that is defined earlier somewhere, right? You don't.
Mhm.
This is like a complete code. You have, in extract you have input file, output file,
Mhm.
right? So when you do, in the main function, you have stage USD dot stage equal to extract something. So once this extraction is complete, right now they are doing it directly. They are not keeping it in a transient format.
Mhm.
So you have to think it on a scale. This was only a single file.
Mhm.
Now you have a lot of files from in a different format. Let's say obj. You have shapes.obj, you have snow.obj, you have trees.obj, and you have a lot of shit.
Mhm.
And now you want to convert those files into OpenUSD.
Mhm.
So you will use the transformation and create the complete OpenUSD modularized OpenUSD files in the same manner that we saw earlier. Like we had examples, right? How we used composition arcs to create a complex, to see how we can change some things, how we can render models, how we can create multiple objects, right?
Mhm.
So in that manner, so now, let's say I'm saying, let's say you're imagining a snow world, or a snow mountain that is 3D model
Right.
OBJ, and you're trying to convert it into USD files. In that
Okay.
in that snow mountain, in the
Mhm.
object you had ground dot object, trees dot object, snow dot object,
Okay.
other
Yeah.
layer. Now you will
Yeah.
convert them one by one into USD file,
Yeah.
and then once you have converted the whole thing into a USD file, you will
Okay.
you will create layers. Like you will
Yeah.
create the complete module or complete package into a single
Yeah.
plugin or a single transformation. That is that you are able to plug in into any other, that transformation can be used by any developer that he wants.
Uh-huh.
So there are multiple ways, the way you can create the transformation that they are saying. So the one way would be, you can put everything in a single file and
Yeah.
make the file big ass. Like if you have a Python code base, right, and you can create the whole Python code base into a single file as well, or you can modularize them into
Okay.
different libraries and all those kind of things, that you're calling a function from a different file, you're importing the function from a different file. So if you do the whole thing in a single file, that transformation is not good for other developers. Why? Because they are not able to make changes and the file is really complicated. If they want to make a small change, they have to do changes across the complete file. But if you modularize it and use composition arcs to create the whole
Yeah.
motion, you can do small change, you can do a override opinion or something, so that the change is reflected across the whole file without breaking the code or without destroying other USD files that you have. This is
Okay.
what transformation here means, that you're taking a
Okay.
raw object file, extracting the data, and then transforming it into OpenUSD structure the way you want.
Hmm.
But that structure can be different. So if you go
So the transient data over here is called transformations.
after the transformation, after the transient data, when the transient data is completed, converted into,
USDA.
yes, transient
That is
data,
called transformation.
yes,
When designing workflows that involve round trip data exchange, importing and exporting, minimize data transformations.
yes. So when you are importing and exporting, you would have, let's say you are importing the file into a different format, like this DCC. What does the DCC do? DCC is an exporter that converts or compiles your USDA into other formats.
Yeah.
And it also does the same other way, that if you
Hmm.
export the file, it's gonna transform it into other format. That other format can
Yeah.
be format that are being accepted by Blender, or
Yeah.
or FTX or GLTF or STL libraries, right? And when you have complicated transformations, like for example,
Hmm.
you have a big file where you are trying to animate a robot, right? And you are doing some kind of animation or something, and if that transformation is really complex, it's going to complicate the whole process out.
Hmm. Step 2, you export USD and apply transformation that merges all three in one single output. Oh, get it. I get it now. Got it. Okay, data transformation opportunities. Transformation is also good time to prune data that may not be relevant to a workflow or client. Mm-hmm. Okay, so prim DCC, component A, animation, materials, physics. Conversely, third-party developers may want to add more data to an export or extract additional data that is currently not supported by extraction implementation. Add more data to an export or extract additional data that is currently not supported by extraction implementation. This can be handled in an early step in the transformation pipeline. Third-party developers can leverage stage from the raw extraction to export the data as sparse overrides if they choose for multi-work stream workflows. Okay, I got it. A transformation step doesn't need to happen in the same process as extraction or other transformation steps. It could be separate process or cloud service. Oh, a cloud service. You can even consider transformations that may occur as post process after a stage has been exported or converted. Hmm. Even consider transformations that may occur as post processes after a stage has been exported or converted. Source component A, mesh A, animation, physics, data transformation. God damn.
See, asset structure is optimized. This is what I was talking about. You have world, then you have other layers, right? And so initially, source was something
Where are you seeing? Oh, world. Okay.
source was something else. Maybe the
Mm-hmm.
source was a complete standard file, and then we converted it into an asset. So that's one data transformation. Right now, it's not necessarily that the data transformation is from object to OpenUSD. It could be from OpenUSD to OpenUSD as well. Because even if you restructure your file, that is also called data transformation.
Uh-huh.
One we did earlier, where we restructured our OpenUSD file from that. Initially, we had cube, sphere, and materials outside our world state that we had, and then we used the USD dot namespace editor to reparameter them and move them.
What? We used what?
USD dot namespace editor
Uh-huh. To convert
to reparameter them into
retraveled what? OBJ file.
no, the USD file.
Where?
In the old file that you showed me in the code base that was in Chat GPT.
We were reparameting it?
Yeah, that's what.
Triangulate.
No, reparameter, like open the file that you had in Chat GPT. It's over there. Go up,
What?
go up, go up, go up, go up. I think you removed that. Like maybe the way I don't know where was the file, but we did. I read through. Go down. Maybe there was some
No,
file.
it's not there. I remember reparameter. There's nothing like reparameter over
There
there.
was reparamming it, right? It was
I might have removed it.
reparammed with parent.
Reparent,
Oh
not
yeah, reparent. My
reparamid.
bad. My bad. It was
Fucking reparamid, bro. What the fuck are you on? It's called reparenting.
reparenting. Yeah,
Enter
that's
dot
also a
reparent.
transformation. That's also a transformation.
Yeah. So, okay.
See, you can even consider transformations that may occur as post process after a stage has been exported or converted. That means you have even created a stage and now you
That's
want
a
to modify
USDA
the
file.
stage as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what is it doing over here? Source, component A, mesh A, animation physics, data transformation, optimize asset structure. Asset and OpenUSD. Ugh. Variety. Okay. Based on their experience with exporting other file formats, and most end users typically expect a single file export. In most cases, it makes sense for that to be your default export. In practice, most organizations have established asset structure and the export will need to be transformed to fit that structure. Asset structures might leverage one or more OpenUSD concepts like composition, asset, parameterization, and work streams. Hmm. What does this mean? Based on their experience with exporting other file formats, most end users typically expect a single file export. Single file export?
User expect a single file export, a single .usd file. Shapes.obj was converted into a single USD file. That's what most users are expecting.
Okay. In most cases, it makes sense for that to be your default export. In practice, most organizations have an established asset
Structure,
structure.
that export will need to be transformed to fit that structure.
An export will need to be transformed to fit that structure. Asset structure might leverage one or more OpenUSD concepts like composition, asset parameterization, and work streams. Okay, if the export is just one work stream of a larger asset structure. If export is just one work stream of a larger asset structure, it could be additive and define new prims. Apply overrides on existing prims or both. The exporter needs to be able to take the data extraction and distill it down to that workstream unique contributions. Workstreams unique contributions.
Exporter is just one works to large. It could be additive, define any difference, apply override.
Define new prim. What does this mean? If the export is just one workstream of larger asset structure, it could be additive and define new prims. Okay.
So it's saying that
The
basically,
export. One second. Exporter needs to be able to take the data extraction and distill it down to that workstream unique contribution. I think I understand. Okay. And then many exporters include export options to provide users with great flexibility. The fuck? Oh, did you hear
yeah, bro, clear.
that? This fucking gaming ass bitch. Exporters include export options to provide users with greater flexibility. For the export, some options may consist of choices users need to make to conform to the destination format, and other options may be added to support various workflow requirements of the user. It's good practice to think of export options as data transformation and not as part of the extraction. Oh, okay. So the process where the data actually gets converted or exported to the new USDA file is called transformation, according to this. And the place where we create transient data from the initial data source is called extraction.
Yes.
You don't even have a clue what I said.
Say it again. I was looking.
Um, I'm saying that the place, like in the file
Mm-hmm.
over here, when we are doing the transformation,
Mm-hmm.
like over here,
Mm-hmm.
this is called the export.
No,
This
this
is
one
where we are
called this for so.
This is what they are saying is export. It's a good practice to think of export options as data transformations
Okay, it's okay. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's
and not
what we
part
can
of
export and not as
not
part
as a part of extraction.
of. That's what I said. When you extract it, you're gonna put it in transient data,
Yeah.
right? That is a place nowhere, no man's land. I would say that
Mm-hmm.
anyone can do anything over there. The data is not render. The data is not how would as it said that the data should be plug-in ready, but it is not at that point until and unless you convert it into an asset file that is in USD.
Yeah. Okay. Exercise transforming the prim hierarchy. Hmm. How big is it? It's not too big.
So in this
I think we can do it. Okay.
in this
In this
exercise, we
exercise, we will create our transformation step to turn our converted output into a asset, an
see.
asset that is easy to reference and fix the default prim validation error. Let's look at the tree view of USD layer produced by object to USDA, object to USD. So over here, root is this. Okay. Notice that there are multiple prims under the stage pseudo root or root. Yes, cube, material 1, sphere, material 3, and material 2 cone. Okay. What the fuck? I'm gonna get some hot water, bro. My throat is really hurting.
down to 59.
Okay, where were we? Exercise. Brother, read.
Dude, exercise is something that you have to do, not read.
What the fuck, bro? My sneezes are big ass. Like,
Wow.
they are not light. How did I catch a cold, bro? Okay. So it's saying notice that there are multiple prims under stage root, pseudo root. While our converter output faithfully represents that flat hierarchy from OBJ, it creates two usability issues in OpenUSD. There are no default prims, metadata, no to reference this stage without specifying target prim, even default prim set. There is no easy way to reference the entire asset since all the prims that make up the asset don't share common ancestor prim. This is why we should add transformation step to make converted OBJs easier to use out of box in OpenUSD. Let's choose to make the transformation that always runs as a part of a converter because it's critical to provide good user experience for end users. First, open obj.2usd. Let's add a new function to handle the transformation. Oh, this is what ChatGPT was giving us, I think. Between extract and transform. This function creates new USD geomex form prim called world and sets a default prim. It then parents all the other prims it can in the root namespace to slash world using USD names. Oh, this is bro. Here it is. The
Mhm.
thing that we are
See,
seeing
this
in
is
the
what I was
beginning.
talking about, namespace editor and then using reparent thing to do the transformation. So that will also
Wait, wait,
transform.
wait. It didn't say reparent anywhere over here.
We did okay. Look up in the fucking code base once.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
So easy to rage bait, bro. Why so easy? Okay, this won't do anything until we call the new function in transform. Okay, copy and paste this code in transform. Okay. Yeah, this is what I was saying. We are not doing anything in transform. Now I understand.
Now we will be
Exactly.
doing the things in transform.
Yeah. Yeah, now this will make sense.
Yeah.
Execution now.
Done. That's it. You just did a freaking transformation by adding the set default from which.
No, I also added this function over here, Duckan.
Yeah, but you did. So that's what it is trying to do, like adding the self default prem over there by reparenting it.
Okay, so that is done. Validation success. Let's see how it looks. World. Ooh.
Tripod, motherfucker.
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
It's a tripod.
I think it's like a 360 camera
Hmm.
on which that's the sun. Okay. Okay. बीएम चल रहा है शादब भाई के यहाँ लगता है. What is BM?
uh, Remember BM?
Oh, the fucking oh. No, bro. It's noise is coming. सरकार यार. This is please. We are trying to keep the stream clean. Sarkar, are you still watching? Why the fuck is my noise cancelling not working then? How are you guys? Oh, because my microphone was on MacBook, bro.
Yeah.
That's why. Now you won't be able to hear anything. Okay, we are done with this one.
Nice. Next one.
Exercise adding an export option. Previously, we added. Oh, what the Previously, we added a core mandatory transformation step to our OBJ to USD converter to make it easier to reference our converted assets. Okay, and users may not want to want or need all of the available transformation steps. For this exercise, we will add new transformation step in the form of an export option so that end users can choose whether to apply transformation or on conversion or not. We utilize the up axis command line flag to allow end users to change the up axis upon conversion to OpenUSD. Hmm. Previously, we added core mandatory transformation step to our in order to make it easier for reference our converted assets. End users may not want or need all of the available transformation steps. For this exercise, we will add a new transformation of an export option. Oh, okay. We will utilize the up axis command line flag to allow end users to change the up axis upon the conversion to OpenUSD is desirable because even though OBJ is Y up, the rest of the organization's pipeline might be Z up,
Mm-hmm.
and they would prefer that the output comes conforms to their pipeline. So open. Okay, let's add the function setup access export option and apply the transformation. Copy and paste this code between set default prevent transform. Okay. Uh-huh. The function sets up access metadata accordingly. If the up access is not obj default y, it also applies a corrective on default prim to reorient the stage to remain face up in the new coordinate system. Okay. Hmm. This function sets the up access metadata accordingly if the up access is not the obj default. Why? It will also apply a corrective on default prim to reorient the stage to remain face up. I'm not able to understand if up axis is not obj. If up axis is not obj by default, default y axis, it will also apply corrective on default prim to reorient the stage to remain face up in the new
Remember,
coordinate system.
remember that we have a default up axis as y.
Yeah.
So that
So
is that is what it's gonna do. It is saying over there that if the up axis is not obj default y, it will also apply corrective on the
got
default
it.
system.
Oh, got it. Got it. To reorient the stage to remain face up in the new coordinate system, we suffix. So basically, if I am passing a flag of up axis Z,
Mm-hmm.
then it's going to, uh, create the up axis as Z. And
Mm-hmm.
it's also going to reorient the default prim to Z, right?
Yeah.
That's what it means, if I'm not wrong.
Yep.
BM is running. Seems like this.
Mm-hmm. What's your airport?
What?
What airport is closest to you?
JFK or
JFK.
EWR
Oh,
or LGA or
whatever.
any three of them.
Let's see. La 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 la. Yeah, bro.
Dirty Diana.
I think I'm gonna go give a shot, and then someone will say, "Oh,
Chalo.
peak." Yeah, bro. Let me see, and then I will give a lame as excuse. But first I need to find something. Oh yes, I am able to find something. But with the fuck? Oh, yeah, I'm able to find something.
Okay, we are almost done with this. Let's
Yeah.
finish this first. Okay, to reorient the stage to remain face up in new coordinate system, we suffix the x-axis rotation operation with units resolved by convention to explain to end user the purpose of the transformation. This won't do anything until we call the new function and transform. So set up the axis. Got it. Dirty Diana. Mm-hmm. Up axis E. Yes, sir. It's done. And then what the fuck? Why is this full screen now?
I think you did it.
Yeah, but like, why am I not able to bring it back?
Now you are able to, right? Or is it not?
What? What the fuck? What? Oh, what the fuck, bro? Okay. World layer stack, metadata, value, composition, queue. Where's this axis? Root. Up axis is Z. You see,
Nice.
in metadata we can confirm now that up axis is Z. In the X form, in the properties file, you can see the X form, rotate, X unit, resolve, applying the corrector to shapes upright despite the new up axis. X form OP order. Let's ask, what does this mean?
Operation order, brother. Operation order. X form operation order is gonna rotate and is gonna resolve it.
Uh, okay, I think we have completed the seventh module as well.
Let's go.
Everything is done
Mm-hmm.
in the seventh module as well.
Nice.
We can start with the quiz now. The whole ETL pipeline, I think we'll need to create some sort of boilerplate code using this. This is like the whole ETL process pipeline. OBJ to USD. Dirty Diana. Guru. Guru.
Yes.
Should we start
Yeah,
the.
yeah, bro. Start it. I already said you started, bro. Start it.
Alright, 25 questions today. How do you set the value of a prims attribute using USD Python API?
Get C.
Get attribute and then set it. You're right. Absolutely right. A crore! What is the primary advantage of using USDZ files for AR/VR application? Smaller, support real time.
ARVR application.
Yeah, C.
Nice. That is something new.
But also they're easily shareable, and also like they can be created, like edited also easily.
Yeah.
What is the main purpose of USD checker tool? Oh, we just did this. Validating the structure and contents of USD file. We just did this. Right. You need to represent the scene with multiple levels of details to perform the optimization. How should you structure the
USD.
using variant sets to blah blah blah.
Yes, yeah,
Well,
variance sets.
yep.
What
What
is
is the
the
purpose of
purpose
USD
of this
shared
material
material blinding API? Material binding API.
to material
Okay.
to optimize? Yeah, I think it's going to assign a material or a subset of a thing. That would be the to create everything on stage. Yes, sir. What is
What
the
is the role of use USD shared?
to manage, to store texture data for rendering, to define material properties? Nice.
A company experiences slow scene loading data
Communication arc would be the most effective.
payload. How can USD be used to create level of detail variations for 3D models by manually creating versions?
Yeah, variance sets and proxy geometries. Okay, how can you for 3D models by using texture compression only? But we have, but it was using texture. I think B should be the most appropriate one. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
What is
What
the
is USD composition?
compute animation? Yeah.
I hope they have these questions in the actual exam.
What is the difference between referencing and inheriting USD?
Includes another file inheriting overrides properties.
What is it?
Uh, includes another file inheriting overrides properties.
Reference includes another file inheriting override properties. References faster than inheriting. No references for geometry and inherit.
Hey, I think the question is wrong.
Yeah. Referencing and inheriting. Yeah, A would be the yeah, A is the correct. Question is not wrong. Question is perfect. Inheriting and references are two different things.
I know, but options are wrong.
Options, I think A would be A includes another file, whereas inheriting overrides properties. So that is correct.
Override properties.
So
It cannot override
remember you
local
create a class.
properties.
You create a
But
class.
but it depends. Like what properties? It cannot override a local opinion.
It but it depends upon where so there are two ways, right? It's gonna override the properties, but if the, even only if the local opinion is not defined. So that is what it does. So in a scenario where you want to change the color of a tree, you can definitely use inherit to change the color of the tree from the asset file.
Hmm.
So it depends on the file. So if you have given a local opinion preference, then definitely local opinion is going to take over. So technically the question and the options are correct.
What is the role of USD resolver class?
I think B, yeah.
Resolver responsible for finding and loading USD files. How can you use USD to transfer assets between different DCC applications? Exporting to the assets to USD and importing them into another application. Yeah, we just did this.
Yes.
You need to create USD schema for representing a specific type of asset in your pipeline. What steps to define new C++ that defines the schema using USD syntax? Yes, we did this in this module.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
How
How
can
can
we
you render a
from
USD scene
command
from
line?
command line?
USD view.
Where is USD view?
I was that was my answer, but you were using
Yeah, I also know that, but
any of the above made by. I think
executable.
by using dedicated renderer executable. Why? Maybe D could also be an answer. It's an importer. It's gonna import. Yeah, D. I would go with D.
From command line.
Oh yeah, but I don't know. Okay, using any of the above methods. So, so it's a DCC, but can be used, but a dedicated renderer is more direct. What the fuck?
I don't think they'll ask this question, bro.
Yeah.
We are fine.
What is
What
it?
is the purpose of GF library?
Physics, creating, managing geometric primitives. What was GF? Use the geom function? No.
Oh, Vec3GF. What was Vec3GF?
I think it would be
Simulating
simulating
physics.
physics. Or man. Oh, I think it should be managing geometric primitives.
Yeah.
That is the most.
Vec3GF was, you remember, we were like Vec3GF and then we defined
So
Vec3.gf and
GF is an import. That's a library. Oh, let's look it up.
I think it's geometric primitive. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was just wondering, what is GF library in open?
GF is something you don't have.
Oh my god, yes.
Perplexity is gonna answer.
But I did it clarified with OpenUSD. Graphics foundation, dude. That is first of all graphics foundation, right?
Okay.
And vector types. And does it manage geometric primitives? It's one thing I would need to find out. No, dude, that option is wrong. GF does not manage USD geometric primitives in the USD geom sense. It only provides low-level math and simple geometric types that those primitives use. So technically, that option is incorrect, and the answer is also incorrect. GF is basically used for only data types, and for to
Okay.
use USD geom, we have to use USD geom for geom primitive. That's why I was curious. GF provides basic geometric types like ranges, bounding box, planes, arrays, frustra, and a camera model plus vectors, matrices, and quaternions, something like that.
Okay. Got it. So we can flag this question, I think. Or we can also flag questions like this so we know which ones are wrong. What is the purpose of the USD geom namespace in USD?
To define anime, yeah, it's gonna be this now. Yeah, B. Now this is correct. What is the role of USD stage in OpenUSD to optimize performance of USD scenes to represent the root of a USD scene graph?
D.
Yeah, that's what USD stage does usually, and it also defines the
To represent the
root
root
of
of.
USD scene graph. To define render setting for a scene is not done by USD stage, I would guess. That's why I will go with D.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. But it does not say that.
What?
To represent the root of USD scene graph?
So what does USD stage represents then? Give that answer. Give that answer. Is this explanation correct? We will figure out. Well, I'm just gonna go with the wordings.
No, that is not entirely accurate. I
Yeah,
was
but,
telling you,
but
bro.
based on the options we had, that was the most accurate one. Like if you give him the other option that you were trying to go with, the B,
That is also incorrect. Okay.
right? So that's why, like based on that, that was the most appropriate one.
USDC, the manager, is wrong. You bitch. Okay, what is the purpose of payload?
Creating a simplified version of a prim, storing high resolution geometry.
What?
I think, yeah, this is incorrect. But
Creating a simplified representation?
loading that, I don't know. It's playing with more words technicality, but we can figure it out.
Yes, I was right. I was exactly right. This is right.
Yeah, right. The resolution one. Yes.
Yeah, high resolution geometry. Fuck you. What is the role of USD stage class in the USD Python API?
It represents the entire USD scene and provides a method for accessing manipulating primes. It represents a shader. Yeah, I
I
think
think.
it would be the most appropriate one.
uh, okay. Which USD concept allows for non-destructive editing and layering of scene data?
Mm-hmm. Non-destructive. Okay, this is a good one. Inherits.
Yeah, I was also thinking inherits. No. Composition arcs combine layer.
Oh, so it gave okay the whole composition arc, like it's like all of them. We are also I don't know, man. Everything
I
else.
was thinking that. Yeah, I was thinking that composition arcs, but yeah, It's not composition arcs though. It is composition. Composition arcs are the operators. This
But
option is wrong.
we can just flag this one, this quiz. This sorry, this
It
question.
should be composition, not composition arcs. The most precise answer is layers.
No, no, do we have that option?
No. What is the purpose of USD shade?
Defining any material.
Materials and shadows. What is the role of Pixar imaging library PIL?
Yeah, I think A would be the most appropriate one.
Fuck this shit. It's not even relevant anymore. Metaverse. In metaverse.
I don't know. It centralizes control. It enables B.
Discourages innovation. What the fuck?
Dude, this some questions in this quiz are like lame ass.
Yeah. Yes, create alternative representation of an asset. How can you set the value of an attribute on a prim using Python?
Circ method.
We are done.
Nice.
25 questions. That was quick. Oh shit, I was thinking it was gonna be 12, but it's 12:49.
Nice. That's fine.
We can end the stream.
Yeah.
Adios.
Adios.
Okay, bye. 40 views.